Okay, this is an update on the development of the Casual Academic Management System, or CAMS. It's a application that allows for help to be allocated to particular sessions in courses. So we have three main users in this system. One is the casuals who want to do work for a course, need to apply, and the second is the conveners who manage courses and do the allocation, and the third is the administration finance staff that do reporting. So this is a quick update on what the mid-development convener allocation screens look like. So I'm just going to log in as a convener here, test convener. And we are in. It knows we're a convener, so it's put us on the convener dashboard. Now the convener dashboard gives you, or as the convener, a quick snapshot of the budget for all your courses and the timetable, who's been allocated to what sessions in the course. So this is the overview page for a convener. Now to get on this page, conveners need to mark the courses or have them marked for a previous thing as being interesting. So that's done under the menu here, demonstrated courses, or under this button, which is casual courses. So you're also able to switch semesters and look at previous allocations by opening this modal, going switch, and this budget table in detail, it has listed here 25 allocated hours for the physics, and we've got a test value of $100 an hour, so that makes it $2,500. And the actual hours and actual cost at the end are related to whether related to changes that casuals may need to make as they go along if they've worked more hours than what they've been allocated. This little indicator at the end is indicating that for physics last year they probably allocated 12 hours instead of 25, so that's 100% more. But so it's indicating that the number of hours is over the number of hours who allocated last year, so it's just a flag. It could be perfectly sensible to do that if the course numbers were 50% higher than you'd expect the course cost to be 50% higher in this case, but it's worth raising with a convener just as a flag. So we've got physics here. This is the timetable we're talking about. We can see Timothy's allocated on to the physics course, class 2, 3, 4, 5 at 9 o'clock on Tuesday. We can delete his allocation by clicking on the trash can, rubbish can I guess we call it here, icon here, or we can look at his profile by opening up, clicking on his name, so we can work out who he is and how to contact him quickly. Okay, and we can see his full application. So that's there. Now, if you want to make more allocations for this particular session, then you click on the session link here, which takes us to our allocation page, and this is where the work is done to allocate people to particular sessions. Starting off, you can switch semesters again. You can delegate this semester to other people as a convener, so you've got to go in here and enter a new Z number for them, which is the login ID. Because we went in through the semester selector, all the parts are have been preset, so we know it's physics class 2, 3, 4, 5, and the session's at 9 o'clock. So another recap of the budget specifically for this course so that you can see the changes as you're making allocations. This box over here, people are allocated to, you can make allocations for all 12 weeks in a semester at the start, so that I am trying to find someone who can work all 12 weeks on my particular session, and I want to book them all at once if I can, rather than go through each week one at a time. So that's a shortcut. So down in the available table, this means that people haven't been allocated to tons of sessions already. That means that you can see this allocated column here, which says this person has been allocated 3 hours out of the 10 that they've said that they can work in a week. You can start off by looking at the profile of the person, so you can work out how qualified they are. So up comes their profile. You can see everything about their application, and you can see this score column. The score is built up by an algorithm which is 1 at the moment because we've got 1 times the WAM. So if you had a weighted average mark of 100, then the score would start off being pretty high, 100. Then we'll do add to the algorithm how soon whether they were first in the queue when they made their application, because we want organized people. Also, this column here, which is about course marks that they've done marks they received when they got this course in the past. So if they did this course in the past, they'd get 20, and they got 20 marks in it, then the score would go up by 20 points. Whether they've had experience as a demonstrator before will also be factored into the score, and so we use the score as a ranking algorithm to be able to put people who have higher scores higher on the table, so they're easy to find. So we bubble the most qualified people to the top without ruling out people that might be good but not part of the criteria. So if we're making an allocation, we need to set the preparation hours as before and end times for that. So there's a little editing thing there that lets you change the preparation hours from the default from 3 to whatever else. Session hours, you can also make it, if it's set to 1, you can change the session hours there. These are the weeks that the person isn't available to do this session, so they're not available in week 13. So if we click the allocate button here, then it will update and allocate to all weeks 1 to 12 in this case. It will allocate to all the weeks but the week that's specified here. Okay, so the LMS access, they can specify whether they've got tutor or administrator access, and we've got to run off to the LMS, which is Learning Management System, and make that allocation. So that is how you make an allocation there. So just check the box and they're allocated. Up refreshes the table. These people down here are allocated. That means, like you can see here, Bernhard, he's allocated 7 out of 10 hours. So because there's a threshold, like a course that needs 4 hours, he's figured out, we've put him in the bottom course, bottom table. There isn't 4 hours in a week available for him to work. You could, as a convener, overrule that by pushing the allocation button. If they are allocated for this course, the checkbox here will be selected and you'll be able to deallocate them by checking the checkbox. And so that, in a nutshell, is the convener part of this application.